Hi guys, how are you? I hope you're doing great as always. Today we're going to be talking about Bloody Rose by Eames. I'm not sure I pronounced that right. The first book on this wall was Kings of the Wyld, which I completely love. I love this one too, but I kind of find this one darker. Not exactly like in there's more battles or more blood or more whatever. There is all of that. There are all of those things, but also that it deals like with human nature and different things that humanity does. And it does that in a way that it makes you think. I mean, the story is top notch. I did love the story. I did love the humor that we are going to find, like in the first book. I did love the characters and the relationship between them. But there's lots of topics that are treated in this book, which I love as well. For instance, I think one of the main topics in this book, it's going to be portraying someone in your own life, portraying someone you want to be, being like an actor, an actress in your own life, because you feel like you have to fit a certain role, whether it be for glory or to step away from the shadow of someone, or because you feel like you have to do those things and you have to fill those shoes, and how far it goes and how far you can lose yourself being this another persona. I mean, that's quite powerful. And I think it was something that I'm not going to say much more about this topic, but when it was brought up, it was quite eye-opening, and it was like a twist I wasn't expecting in this book, and it made me think like really hard about all the things that I had read previously in the book. So yeah, we are going to find things about families, not very functional families. We had something about that in the first book, and we're going to find it in the second one, like parents who leave their kids behind because they feel like they have to do something else, or they are not as responsible as they would be expected, and how it affects the family, the family formation, so to speak. We're going to find other topics like drug abuse, how sometimes things happen in life and someone is pushed so far and feel like they need those drugs to do the things that they do or normally will do without the drugs. And yeah, I think that's also to see the dynamics about how this affects that character and the characters around him. So yeah, for me it was amazing, because I like all the kinds of representation that Nicholas puts in his books, because I think he puts it there very, it's very fluid. It's like he's not feeding you anything. It's very, it's I don't know how to say that, but it's part of the world that he creates, and it makes you think. You enjoy the adventure you're reading, but also it makes you think about different things, and that's amazing. So what is this book about? Do you remember the first book when we had the Kings of the Wyld? They came to save Rose and her band. Most of her band died, and here we're going to find the members that survive and new members, and they are looking for a new bard, and we're going to find this new character, a girl called Tam, and she lives like quite the sheltered life, so to speak. Not really, but yes, because her mom was a mercenary and she died, so her father tries to keep her protected so she won't suffer the same fate that her mother did. But she wants something else in life, as it said here. Girls just want to have fun, so she wants to go out and to join a band, and so she does. And she discovers that her dad said something to her like, okay, but yeah, I'm not going to explain much about that, but it's like her father tries to make her see, okay, you can live, I can understand that I cannot force you to stay here, but you're going to learn that the life of a band is not as glamorous as you think, and you're going to see things that you wouldn't have imagined. And she begins to see it in her journey, and this is something that I did love, because Tam, at the beginning of the book, she's not exactly naive, but she has this like fairy tale idea of what the band is, about what they do in the world, and from very early on she's going to see that not everything is as she has imagined, and that there is darker truth inside every character, and that every character have their own battles to fight, and also the ones of the band. There's lots of things here in this book, and we're going to be following different adventures. We are going to be surprised when Rose isn't doing the mercenary jobs that she's offered, because she's like, she has to go to some place because apparently she has been offered a contract and she wants to do that, but it seems like she's running away from helping people at the beginning. So what's going on in there? Also, we are going to have to see her relationship with Free Cloud, the druid here, and we are going to be learning about her personal life a bit. Also, this character here, it's an amazing character. It's another character that I feel like has been light all his life. He grew up expecting that he had to be also something in particular, and he's going to find that maybe he was something different all along, and he was trying to force himself into this idea that's not right. Yeah, I know I'm keeping very vague, but you have to read the book to understand what I'm talking about. And yeah, I love Kura. Kura, it's someone who can do magic, and she has lots of powers, but also she has lots of trauma and lots of scars, and I love that character, and I love the relationship she kind of has or hasn't with Tam. I mean, she's amazing. Yeah, for me, the top-notch part of this book were the characters. I did love how far they all go. As I was saying, Tam was more innocent at the beginning of the book, and when you end the book, you can see how far she has gone, how many darker things she has seen, how she has come to understand that no one has like her dream life, that there is trouble, that there is battles, sometimes battles that you fight outside, and fights that you fight inside yourself to find your own footing, your own persona, and sometimes you have to go find yourself, step out of the shadows of your parents. And this is something that I found in these books that I'm very grateful about, because not all families are perfect, and sometimes you have families or parents that are telling you that you have to feel a certain shape, and that's not true. And I love these kind of books where you have these kind of families where you can learn that maybe yours wasn't that rare, and that maybe you weren't lucky and you didn't get the best family, but you can get one of your own. You can get friends, you can get your own husband or your own wife or your own whatever that can fulfill that part of your life that is lacking. Yeah, I did love that, because we are going to find also family by blood and family that you found. I mean, yeah, I don't want to say much about these books because I go inside them thinking that I know what I'm going to find. And I was pleasantly surprised with Kings of the Wyld, and I have been pleasantly surprised with Bloody Rose. Because there is, as I say, the adventure is amazing. We're going to have fights, we're going to have mythological creatures, we are going to have laughs, we are going to be crying because no character is untouchable. Yeah, about that. Yeah, the last part of the book, like, it's quite heavy. Yeah, read at your own peril. Yeah, we're going to find lots of things here, and broken relationships, lost hopes, finding yourself, as I was saying, and getting outside the shadow of your own parents and the ideas that you have or that they have about you, finding your own persona. And I think this book is about a journey because they go out into an adventure, but it's also a personal journey inside of them. All the characters learn something during the way, and all of them evolve, and all of them talk about their inner fears and their victories, and they are amazing characters because they are very alive in the fact that they have grown and they continue to grow and to find themselves and to learn about themselves, and this is something that I love. So yeah, I'm not going to say much more. Just pick Kings of the Wyld if you haven't, Bloody Rose if you haven't, and yeah, they are amazing. It's fantasy, it's grim dark fantasy. We are going to have, as I say, amazing battles which are narrated in an amazing way that you can see them like it's a movie, and the characters are the best part because they are fucking amazing. So yeah, thank you for watching, bye!